What's up, everyone? Happy Friday on this hot summer Friday. Today's topics, we'll be talking about Amazon SEO and strategies and some Walmart marketplace optimization and video PR. This is going to be a good one, guys. We've never had an Amazon SEO expert come on board. We'll see how you can get your stuff ranking on Amazon and on Walmart. We actually just put some stuff out on ranking on Walmart Marketplace. And something he also is also in the business is video PR. So our guest today is Norman Farrar, aka the Beard Guy. Don't be shy, guys. Be sure to say hi in live chat. Today's topics, we'll be talking about Amazon SEO and strategies, Walmart marketplace optimization, and video PR. With our special guest today, Norman Farrar. We're just waiting for Norman to dial up in the back room. Rayham.com, what's up, my man? If you're an Amazon seller, Walmart marketplace seller, this episode is for you. We talk about Amazon SEO and strategies, Walmart marketplace optimization, and video PR with our guest today, Norman Farrar. Hey, Ethan. Oh man! Check this out. Check out. It says return to sender, and that's your name right there, buddy. I got a return to sender for the book. Your book got returned to me. But you guys, if you guys want a copy of this book, I got a few more left. Just send me an email, dre@seo.video, to get a copy of the SEO in 2022 book. Send me an email with your address. I'll give you a free copy of the SEO in 2022 book. Ethan, shoot me your new address, and I'll resend this out to you. All right, guys, today's topics, we'll be talking about Amazon SEO and strategies, Walmart optimization, and video PR. With our special guest today, Norman Farrar. Ethan, I got you, my man. Just shoot me your new address. All right, guys, we got about 5 minutes to go. We're still waiting for Norman in the back room, but today we'll be talking about Amazon SEO and strategies, Walmart optimization, video PR. And if you want a free copy of this book, shoot me an email, and I have about 4 or 5 left, I think. And I'll email you. First people to send me their address at dre@seo.video. Send you a copy of this. Again, we'll be talking about Amazon SEO and strategies, Walmart marketplace optimization, and video PR. It's a lovely day here in the Bay Area. Let me know where you're from, where you're watching from. How's the weather out in your area? Who's ready for some football? Football's around the corner. So today's guest will be covering something we haven't covered really here on the show. We never had a guest that specialized in Amazon SEO, or even some Walmart marketplace optimization. So this is going to be a first. So be sure to grab your notebooks. I see Norman in the back room. Hey, Norman, what's up, my man?
How's it going?
What's up, Norman? Okay, Norman's back there. We got about 4 more minutes to go. Today's topics, we'll be talking about Amazon SEO and strategies, some Walmart marketplace optimization, and video PR. Again, with our special guest, Norman Farrar, aka the Beard Guy. All right, Norman. So basically, what I do is I kind of go over a few videos I find over the internet, about 3 or 4 of them. It takes about 8 minutes, and then I'll introduce you in about 8 minutes in.
Okay.
All right, and there's some people in the live chat already talking, saying hi. So let's say what's up to them. All right. Kobe Holland, how's it going, fellas? Happy Friday. Hannah Becker, hi Dre and Norm. Fletcher, Compton, how to? What's up, Ernesto, Dre, and Norm? All right, guys. Ernesto, what's up, my man? Carol, hello. Happy Friday, everyone. Sasha, looking forward to it. Hello, my man. All right, guys. Once again, we'll be talking about Amazon SEO and some strategies. Very first here on the SEO video show. We shared some of Norman's videos before on some clips, but we never had an actual specialized person that can actually help us rank on Amazon. And I saw he actually put out a presentation on Walmart optimization, so I'd love to talk about that. That's something that I've actually never heard of and wouldn't have even thought of. But he'll share some light on Walmart Marketplace and video PR. What is that? We'll find out with our guest today, Norman Farrar. We got about less than 2 minutes to go. Be sure to put your shouts out. Let me know where you're from. Let me know it's raining, hot, cloudy, whatever it is. Let me know in the live chat. Don't be shy, guys. I see a bunch of you out there. There's about 20 of you out there. Don't be shy. Say hi. And again, guys, if you want a copy of this SEO in 2022 book, I have a few more left. Shoot me your address. Send me your address. Dre@SEO.video. And I'll send it to you for free. SEO in 2022 book. I have a few more left. The first 4 or 5 people to send me their address will get a copy of the book. All right, guys, we got less than a minute to go. I'm gonna get things ready here. So sit back, relax. If you're in the UK, Europe, get your beers up and ready. All right, let me get things ready here. I'll see you guys on the other side.
Andre DeVera, steady dropping knowledge, over 15 years in the game, so he knows all about it. Master the art of SEO, you will be amazed. Time to get your brand off page to on page. Dropping knowledge, legendary for sure. Whether you're just getting started or self-employed entrepreneur. Yeah, let's go. Subscribe to the SEO video show. Hey.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the SEO video show where SEO is alive and fun. Hold on. All right, my name's Paul Andre DeVera, aka Dre. Let me take this off real quick. All right. First, I want to say what's up to everyone in the live chat. What's up, Ethan, Ray, Kobe, Hannah, Fletcher, Ernesto, Carol. Today we have a very, very special episode of the SEO video show. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And let's get on with the show.
This is Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. Why did Tiger Woods start studying SEO? To get his #1 ranking back.
right, Google has updated its Google Search Quality Rater Guidelines PDF over the last update. It hasn't been updated in the past 4 months. Lily Ray says it was one of the most significant update Google has made into the Quality Rater Guidelines. So be sure to check that out. The link of the description is in the description. The link to the PDF is in the description below. Okay, SEO consultant Brodie Clark covers how existing SEO equity can be transferred from your from global markets to local markets on the Sage Media channel. Let's check this one out.
The only link that you might have at the very start is just the footer link from the Australian site, which is a good starting point and something that you should definitely do. I was consulting with one fairly well-known e-commerce store in Australia recently. They've got a store in Australia, a store in the US, in Canada, New Zealand, and they were finding that their Canadian store, which did have a good amount of links directed at it because they have several physical locations over there, and they had hreflang set up correctly, but they didn't have the footer link from the Australian store to their Canadian store. So Google wasn't seeing that connection with a link. Mm-hmm. So when you search for the brand name in Canada, it was the Australian store that kept showing up, and that happened for months for them. And just as soon as they added that footer link, it was pretty much in a week that the right site started showing up. So you really...
Global SEO is something I used to specialize in my previous company, and I have to say it is a big problem when you have multiple websites. Another way is to help to help Google understand which location to show. Add your meta data like site ID, meta country ID, meta country, meta language, and also schema if you have an office of an office within the country that you are trying to have a website on. Okay, instead of building links, we have the guys over at Income School tells us to do collaborations instead. Let's check this one out.
It is far better to shift our mindset from link to collaboration. If we can work together with other creators, whether that's website owners, podcasters, YouTubers, or people that create content on any platform, then we can find win-win scenarios where we do something that's really beneficial to them, and as a result, they do something beneficial for us. And along the way, both of us build up more authority and get more traffic. And in doing so, you get your content to rank better organically in search. Along those same lines, when we ask for a link, all we're asking for is a one-off interaction. I'm going to basically have a transaction with you. I'm going to do something for you. Maybe I'll put a piece of content on your site, like a guest post. You give me a link, and then we wash our hands of this. Collaboration implies that we want to have a little bit of a professional relationship, which is worth investing more time into. If somebody comes to me and says, hey, I want a link from your website, I'm willing to write a guest post, I say, well, I get dozens of those like every day. So ignore, and I move on with my day. If somebody reaches out and says, hey, I'd love to work with you to get it in front of your audience and also see how we could work together going forward. Now I'm a little bit more intrigued, and I'm willing to at least look into that brand and see if that's somebody that I'm willing to work with. And if they are, I'm willing to invest some time into that relationship, even if it's not going to work out. Because if it does work out, the benefit is so much bigger.
I'm a big fan of collaborations. I mean, building relationships with my guests have gotten me speaking gigs, podcast appearances, and even being featured in a book. I'll also building backlinks to my personal brand. Okay, many of you know I do PPC and SEO, so I love finding content when it has both of them, right? So Jay Ratowski, sorry if I mispronounced that, shows us how he uses PPC to test an SEO strategy. Let's check this one out.
If you're in Google Ads, and others have copied this, you're in those like dynamic ad formats where it's swapping out different creative on the fly. But that gives you a lot of different data on which headlines are performing well, which can shape what you end up writing for your page titles in SEO. So, even if you're not going to rank higher necessarily by making that change, you can potentially improve your click-through rate organically and just get that larger share of traffic. So that's one thing I would do regularly, is just have a report that is showing all of the best performing headlines in PPC for different ad groups, try and match those to keywords that you're targeting, and use that for your like page title writing.
I have to say that's probably one of the strategies I've always used PPC for, to test like meta titles and put headlines in there to see which one gets the most click-through rate. Okay, for those trying to get into affiliate marketing, Olga Zerzenchna asked Craig and Chris their opinion on buying an affiliate website or starting their scratch from this past week on their weekly live show. Let's check this one out.
And I would much rather let someone else do the grunt work and pay them accordingly for it. So that's where I'm looking for opportunities where some poor bandit has put their heart and soul into it and taken it as far as they can, and then I'll come in and do my thing. So hopefully that answers your question. Do you do it any differently, Chris, or are you thinking along the same lines?
I primarily am looking for I like to have a starting point. Yeah, I mean, I've created from scratch, but it's a very long road. If you have the budget and the patience in order to get there, then yeah, I think it is rewarding. However, if you want to be a little bit smarter about it, I think it might be better to start off with at least have your foot in the door.
Yeah, I think for me, it just gives you an idea if the niche is going to work. If someone can get it to $200 or $300, I think that's the hardest part. From 0 to 200-300, everything else is scalable, and so
if you have the money, look for sites that are already generating $200 to $300 a month, and give it it'll get you a great start within affiliate marketing. This actually brings me to my favorite part of the show. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell while I get things ready here.
Norm is an entrepreneur and businessman who stands for the forefront of the economic mega machine, Amazon Marketplace. As a leading expert with over 25 years of product sourcing, development, and branding expertise, Norm is an advisor to many and an inspiration to all. He's a nationally recognized speaker and thought leader. He has championed a variety of products, brands to generate over $1 million in sales monthly. He has sold over $100 million in sales between his products and services and the opportunities he has brokered for clients. He is currently running a diverse catalog of companies, including AMZ Club and PR Reach. Please welcome the Beard Man, Norman Farrar.
Norman, my man, welcome to the show.
That's an intro.
welcome. Everyone give him a round of applause. All right. Okay, Norman, I want to get right into this. This is something I ask all my SEO professionals to come on board, whether it's SEO or even Amazon SEO. In 1 minute or less, how does Norman get ranking?
How does Norman get ranking? Most of my ranking ends up, I use Google My Business. Okay, now there's a reason for this. I can get into it, my strategy, but I do a lot of content marketing, a ton of content marketing. That's where we put all of our focus.
Love it. First knowledge bomb of today. All right, Norman, let me rewind this real quick. All right, take us way back into time. What's this? About over 25 years ago, you were in digital marketing. Let us know, how'd you actually first get into SEO and like digital marketing?
It was a fluke. I was doing some other work for a Fortune 500 company. They wanted to get online. This is back in the mid 90s. And we took on a job not even knowing what the heck the internet was. Mm-hmm. And then we were kind of forced into this because we knew nothing about it. So I think if we go back, I don't know how many years ago it was, but we were the OGs, like back in the day. There was no penguin, there was no panda, there weren't any animals. It was just Google, and it was so easy to rank. And what we were doing back then is we were just taking keywords, building out keywords like, if you wanted to be Toronto dentist or Fort Lauderdale charters, we would just get it to page 1 and basically give it to the highest bidder.
Oh, interesting. So you were actually doing what, rank and rent or kind of rank and sell stuff at the time?
Yeah.
Oh.
We would rank major keywords and get them onto page one. And then if there was a dentist, or if there was an insurance company, I remember in Fort Lauderdale or in Miami, it was a charter fishing. That was one of our biggies.
Love it. Okay, so like, how were you ranking stuff back then? And are you still doing the same thing now?
Well, Google has always been knowledge and education based. And for the most part, what we were doing, I mean, back in the day, it was meta titles, meta descriptions, playing around with that. Still content. We were still doing content, but it's changed over the years, and it still was linking. But this is the days of link farming and all that other stuff. Stuff you wouldn't even consider nowadays.
Yep. Okay, so I wanted to go into like, so you were forced into it, but how'd you actually learn it then? What were your sources back then when you're first got into SEO?
On the fly. It was on the fly. There was different groups. Matt Cutts was the guy that you'd always tune into with Google, right? See what was happening, the cutting edge of the time. There was a couple of groups that were out there that we would listen to and be part of mastermind. Pay, it's usually pay to play, but a lot of it too was just kind of free information that we were all kind of leveraging off of each other. But there were some good groups, and there were some really great groups that grew sort of in the early 2000s that are still around today.
Love it. Is there any recommendations you can give our audience for some of those groups?
One of the big guys that I've been listening to and I've had on my podcast, Steve Wiedemann.
Okay.
If you go to just check out Steve Wiedemann, he's got a site. He's out of California. He's just about giving out free content. He does have courses, but I believe the one course he was giving away, very knowledgeable course for anybody who's beginner to intermediate, was free. He wasn't asking any money, and that's the type of guy he is. And that's what I love. Steve Wiedemann, back in the day, was, if you look for anything SEO, he was number one. He was number one. But he told me that he was getting a little bit of flack from the rest of the industry, so he took it away so he wouldn't be number one, so he wouldn't get the flack from the SEO guys.
Oh no, man!
But even you got Steve. Hey, Moz, right? So Rand Fishkin, now he's over at Spark Toro. There's some just really great guys in the industry, still old school. And what I found out with most of these places like Ahrefs, SEMrush, Moz, they give away a ton of content, and it's there if you want to dig it out.
All right, love it. Okay, now take us through your journey to the present time. When I was putting your thumbnail together, I always put logos, right? I swear I had to put a bunch of logos of yours because you're an entrepreneur. You have a bunch of businesses. Tell us about some of these businesses.
Well, one of the business, it's called Netfluence, which I don't believe you have that logo, but Netfluence is all about content. It's about amplified content. And just recently, this is crazy. We had Amazon give us a call. And the reason why Amazon, called my client, we took information, we did a huge press release. We did some really high quality article writing for them. And then we amplified it. We did a podcast that nobody would hear, slides, just a bunch of different content, and just amplified it. We knocked Amazon off of first place for DSP advertising on Amazon, and knocked them down to third for, I think it was Amazon advertising. And they called and they said, "What are you doing? How are you doing it?" And stop.
Damn! Yeah, so, was that everything you were doing? So you just created a bunch of content and just amplified it, and then it just...
And that was the first blast.
Oh, and when you say blast,
that was the first blast.
What's a blast to you? Are you talking about
the first month we distributed it?
Oh, okay.
So we were able to do that. They ended up saying that we could use Google News. We could still rank over there, but we couldn't do it Like we couldn't do it the way that we were doing it through syndication. And anyways, that company also does press releases. We do content writing, and we also do influencer marketing. So it's kind of a mix of about 3 different companies. And the other one is Hona Worldwide. And we provide sourcing, supply chain management. We've got a fulfillment center, and we do product innovation. Then the main company is called Dragonfish Brand Management, and we build businesses for companies. We put them onto Amazon. We do all their SOPs. We'll get them onto Walmart, Shopify. We'll basically build the company. We've got people that don't even know what we're going to source for them. We give them a list, they pick it, and we package it. We do everything. And then we basically get them ready for exit in about 18 to 24 months. That's the Cadillac service, but we'll also do a la carte services, like just building out content, design, getting them onto Walmart, or Amazon or Walmart, but Amazon product listings, Amazon PPC, stuff like that. And then the podcast.
Love it. Okay, so wow. So I mean, you're doing all that. So like, you're actually, I mean, I grabbed this from your bio, but I mean, you're generating like what, 1 million sales monthly, or is it higher now? I mean, so altogether, you can see all these people. Like...
No, well over that. Yeah.
Oh man, show Norm the money. Love it. Okay. I want to go into now. Let's get into Amazon SEO. This is where we were talking about like some strategies here, because I've actually shared a couple of videos that you've put out. I mean, if you saw in the very beginning of the show, I kind of share videos I find every week. Like, so they're the most recent. And I shared a few clips of yours, and I wanted you to want to get you on the show sometime, and I did. And you're actually the only person that will, that specialize in Amazon SEO and Amazon optimization. So I'm curious, what are some, first of all, like I want to understand, like, what are some things that people should look out for? Like what are the ranking factors? And then how can we actually optimize those ranking factors? Like, what are the main ones?
Well, the first thing is you have to have a properly optimized listing. That's the first thing. You can drive traffic over to any listing, or you can get onto page 1 or on the main search term page, right? And if you have an ugly listing, you might have a great product, but an ugly listing. So the very first thing you have to do is get those images set, go to a product photographer, do something. I call it the Brady Bunch effect. Like, you're too young for that, but the Brady Bunch was a TV show.
I remember Brady Bunch. Greg, Peter, and Bobby.
You got it. So anyways, your product's Alice. So it's right in the middle, surrounded by your comp. And you do competition analysis. You got to check out what your competition is doing. And I take it usually to, I use a company called PickFu. And PickFu all it does is a quick focus group. You ask a question, you get an answer. Does this picture look better than my competitors? If you're equal to or less, then you got to go back to the drawing board. If you're equal to or more, then you're pretty much on target. Then copy's got to be right, bullets. One of the things that I can tell the listeners is a lot of people don't realize with Amazon, you've got that enhanced brand content, which is called A+ content now, but images, every single image, if you're not too in tune with Amazon, you won't realize this, but it has metadata, and you can go in and edit. It's called keyword tags onto every single image and add an extra 100 characters to every image, which will get you indexed. Now, most of the A+ content has over 10 images, and you get an extra 1,000 characters that nobody else is using. And the high majority of Amazon sellers are not leveraging that. So right off the bat, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then for keywords, the best way, this is also, you're building a moat around your product. And one of them is through PPC. You always want to bid on your keywords as well. So when somebody comes to your listing, they're seeing your product, you spend a bit extra money so other competitors aren't being shown on your listing. And you want to make sure that you go in, there's something called a flat file. You either can manually load your information or create a flat file. The other, what I call moat defense or brand defense, is filling in every single field in that flat file. If you can, it'll have a selection of no or yes. Like, for example, do you use pesticides? Many people, it doesn't apply to me, don't fill it in. All of a sudden, this gives an opportunity for one of your competitors to come in, either hijack the listing, add some information that could be, like, let's say it's a category change. They could change you from beauty to adult, and you could get suspended or stuff like that. So the next step to this for ranking is definitely PPC.
Okay.
You know, the PPC side is still that's the fast track. That's definitely a fast track of getting out there. Another thing that we do is influencer marketing. We want to get people out there talking about the product, driving traffic over. But at the same time, during our launch, our initial launch stage, we're using press releases, we're using content. One of the things that's very important with Amazon right now is building community. Amazon states that they want to build a community around brands. That's what they're interested in. And they're giving you an option of creating their social media called Amazon Posts, Amazon Live. So that's just a video version. You can go live or pre-records, and you build followers, and you can build followers through your store, Amazon Posts, or over on Live. And what this allows you to do is it allows you to build a following, and that following you can start to email if you have brand registry. Anyways, at the end of the day, you want to build that community. You want to build content. You want to become the authority. So Amazon is millions of micro brands. You don't know who the hell it is. And if you fall into that, like if you check your ego at the door, nobody knows your name, right? Nobody knows your name. So you've got to build authority around that. Because what do you do? Like when I go and I want to buy an iPhone case, I'll check out guy on Amazon or the 20 that are there. And I go to the website to see, like I'll go to Google, type in the company name. What does it pull up? A crappy website and crappy social? Or does it have a one pager that looks consistent with the brand and also have a little bit of social in there? And when you type in the keyword, it's got content or influencers that are writing content or user generated content about you. So we've got, I use this as an example. Just a little while ago, last year, I was doing some research on a product that we were doing, and I think it was bully sticks. We were typing in something, natural bully sticks or something along those lines. And we ate 2 pages of Google, were all us except one listing. So we were Amazon, or Chewy was the top, Amazon.com, Amazon.ca, a couple of press releases, an influencer. We had all the images were all our images, which were driven by Google Business Profile. So I love Google Business Profile.
Okay.
And the second page was all of us, all influencer marketing, except for Pinterest, a Facebook post, and one company was not us, and it was some Christian dog store. So I don't know how that tied in, but anyways, we dominated those 2 pages. I don't know about you, but if I have Google Business Profile, which on a mobile phone dominates 3 swipes, and then you go down after this, and you can't be number 2. You're only number 1. If you are relevant for that keyword, you're number 1. You get 3 swipes of people only seeing your product. And then if you can dominate first, second, third, whatever it is, I don't know about you, but I think you would show a little bit of authority.
Oh yeah, man, what a knowledge bomb there. So you're saying that our Amazon brand or store should definitely have a Google My Business, right? Because this is like where you have your products.
Yeah, and everybody, I bet you 90% of the SEO people will say, oh, no, that's only for bricks and mortar. That's absolutely not correct.
Excellent!
Hey guys, Not dropping those knowledge bombs there. Okay, so with that, I mean, with how, what do you think about websites for Amazon sellers? I mean, like, do they have a website? Should they need one, or is it like their Amazon page should be like, kind of like what they optimize for?
You can do with Amazon, any Amazon product. I usually put an insert in, and that'll drive back to a website. And it could be for an extended warranty, or it could be for some added value product. There's two ways of doing it. You can either have, or three ways really. You can just have your product on there, and when people come over, it's just a link back to your website or over to Amazon, and you can just keep it very consistent that way. Or you might have some, like I sell beauty products, and I'll put some on Amazon, and then I'll only have certain items, limited products on my website, which gets people to still come back and buy products off of my website. And there's also, like, this is where a website's nice because you can upsell, downsell, cross-sell, and bring up that average dollar or order value. So that's one thing. Or you can just drive the traffic over to the website and try to get people interested in either your content or other products that you're selling. And your Amazon store is your Amazon store, your Shopify store is your Shopify store. And again, this is where, if you use, the two last options, you can use Google Business Profile to rank or index your images over to Amazon, your product listing, take another image and put it over to your store, take another image, put it over to Walmart, take another image and rank it over on your Shopify store. Like, where else can you do that?
Damn. Love it. Okay, so I mean, you actually also talk about influencer marketing, and that's also something that we don't really talk about here. But getting that traffic, can also help with SEO. Like, how are you finding influencers to like promote your product, and like what's usually like kind of like the breakdown for them? Like, do you pay them? Do you give them product? I mean, how about if they're not using your product? Like, how does that work?
Well, there's a lot of different ways to work with influencers, and a lot of the times people assume that you have to go with the celebrity style or the athlete entertainer, which you don't necessarily have to do. Ways to find influencers, you can go to your social media network and whatever one you're using, and you can type a hashtag or see, whoever the best influencers are. Very easy to do. You can approach them. I wouldn't comment or try to DM any influencer just by saying how great your product is and they should, try it out. We usually try to get engaged before we get married, follow the person, start commenting, and then we lead into it. There are, like TikTok, with TikTok to Creator, you can certainly go out there and start trying to find micro or nano influencers in your niche. With TikTok, very little, like unless you're going through an agency, you can pay usually free product. And a lot of nano influencers, which is under 10,000 followers, will probably do something for you, or do something for you at a very low cost. And you can also use their information. As long as they approve it, you can put it onto your channel as well. And you can also, as long as they approve it, put it onto the other social media channels right now that love that style of TikTok. So other things that people don't think about, which helps with rank, like images and video absolutely do, right? So absolutely. But if an influencer can give you user-generated content, like if they're a blog writer, and you can hit their network up, or give them a contest, give them 10 products or 20 products to give away. Anyways, I find that if they write content, that's how we were starting to get ranked, where we got, the first 2 pages of Google was all about us. Only a few of those were actually our stores. It was all these influencers that were writing about us. So if they've got a great network out there, and it's simple to do too. All you have to do to find out the really great mommy bloggers is just type in mommy bloggers or, pet niche whatever it is, dog bully stick writers, blog writers. And you'll see a list. You'll see a whole list of blog writers and influencers that'll drop down that, you can just approach. And a lot of the times the blog writers are easier to approach than anybody.
Love that. Okay, so I wanted to actually go a little bit more into like the PPC part, because I didn't actually know this. So I guess there's PPC within Amazon. I mean, how are the costs there? I mean, are they really, Google, some clicks can get up to like $100 a click or even more than that. So I mean, like, what's the cost of like a pay-per-click on Amazon?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the average cost is right now, but I can tell you that the average click went from around 60 cents 2 years ago, and I think it is, last time I heard, was $1.31 right now. So it's doubled. It's up there. There's a lot more people on Amazon right now, and there's a lot of, it's like day trading. The market makers sit back and just gobble up the day traders. Well, that's the same thing with Amazon with newbies. So if they come on and they have Prime Day just passed, you got all these newbies paying 2 or 3 or 4 times the price. They take all that money, they run out of stock, and this is where the old dudes sit back and they wait until the last quarter of the day. They up their bids, and they're the ones that are left with the inventory. They get it at a low, like very low rate, because everybody else is out of inventory, and you pick up a ton of sales. We did that just recently during Prime Day, and on one of our products, we picked up 100,000 in sales.
Wow. All right. So with all that, I mean, is there anything other thing on Amazon that we should make sure we pay attention to on ranking? I know we talked about images, making sure your page look really nice, getting your keywords into your images, using PPC to help there, influencers, so much here. I'm sure I missed some, but I mean, is there anything that we didn't talk about that you usually recommend? Yeah.
Sure. So on your images, usually on your first image, people will just keep it the regular format that comes from your camera, right? But change the first image to your ASIN, which is your product SKU. And then all the other images, just put a keyword as a file name. So whatever your keywords are, just add them, it's like natural bully stick, put them in there. But if you go down your list, there's certain things that will help with your keyword ranking, and something as simple as questions and answers. You can write the questions with the keywords in it. You can give it to your buddies. It's not against TOS. They put it up, and who's going to answer it? And it's all spun in the right way, where you're generating the keywords and then an answer with the keywords and additional keywords in it. That's something that's very simple that you can do. Another thing is that when you go back to that flat file and you start adding all this information in every field, so it could be something about scent, it could be an audience. So you're saying that your audience or best targeted audience, it might be teenagers, it might be men, women, whatever, or it could be dogs, it could be cats, it could be, and you're filling all of this in. All of a sudden you're going to notice, first of all, they're going to be relevant keywords. The algorithm will pick that up. And secondly, your listing's going to expand. You'll have your bullets up here, but you'll also start to see listings that have more information on them. And that's all because you've added that to the information. And also another huge thing is if you use Google My Business or Google Business Profile, and you're starting to add content over to business profile, and you drive, even if you have a link in your business profile, back over to, in your business content, I should say, over to your Amazon page, you can rank for those keywords. Plus, if you have the anchor URL, okay, as let's say that Google Business Profile, you have to have an anchor URL. It'll either be your Shopify site, your Amazon site or product page, your Amazon store. But every time that's in anything, any content, any social post, that's going to be indexed immediately. And if you point, like let's say that you have an article with a bunch of keywords that your anchor URL is going over to your product store, you can just put a link, your Amazon store or product listing in there too. So you get a double hit. You get it going over to your store from your anchor URL. You don't have to add it in again. And you can have one link over to your product page. Or you can just add, this is the other thing about the images. If you add the images of your product, it'll automatically go to Google Image, and it's a shoppable link over on Amazon. All of those images that were down below that we ranked for, you see them all the time on Google. They're shoppable images.
Man, Norman dropping all these knowledge bombs. Guys, if you have any questions, ask them in the live chat, because I still have a couple more here, and I want to go into let's take let's kind of move a little bit. Maybe we'll come back to Amazon when we get some questions here, but I wanted to actually talk a little bit about Walmart Marketplace, because I mean, I've actually, like credit cards and saying, hey, like the Amazon saying, hey, you can start shopping this. I actually started looking, buying stuff there because, like you get this free stuff. But I mean, either way, but that's another huge marketplace, right? And I saw it recently. You kind of gave a presentation around it, and I would have never thought there's some optimization things you can do there. I mean, so for those that are like on Amazon, guys, I think Norman brought up brings up a great point. Like, hey, why don't you go onto Walmart as well? Can you tell us more about like how Walmart works, and is it the same? What's your strategy between Amazon and Walmart marketplaces?
Yeah, there's a lot of Amazon sellers that are messing up Walmart big time, and they're wondering why they're not getting any sales. So Walmart's a great marketplace. It's not as big as Amazon yet. They're doing a lot of things to really build out. They've got what was implemented last year, something called Project Glass. And that was just a way that they were handling their omni-channel sales. So you can go and you can order it online, and you can pick up at the store, or you can have them drop it off, at your house, or you can order it from WFS or like online, and it could be dropped off at your house from a fulfillment center. Now, the beauty of Walmart, and I think where they're going, which I really like, is Amazon. I think they have 110. They might be more warehouses right now. Well, Walmart has 5,500 they've put in, basically off of their super centers, and they're converting portions of them into their fulfillment centers. And so they've got the infrastructure. They went in, they bought Jet way back in the day for a few $1 billion. And I was wondering, what the hell are they doing with it? And now I can see that they've built their back end onto it. I'm expecting that there's going to be big things coming out of Walmart in the next while. I don't know if it'll be this year or next year, but I think you're going to have a major player on your hands against Amazon. And this year was the first year that we saw that people were getting sales sometimes more than in Amazon. The average was 10% or 30% of extra sales, which, all right, if you do 100,000, there's an extra 30,000 in your pocket. It's not bad, but they are building and growing. I love their platform. I love the way that they've set up their interface in the back end. So if you want to get started on Walmart, you can go to seller.walmart.com. You have to write an application, and this is big. I would not go to Walmart to write the online application. I would use the Shopify app or one of their partner apps. So PayPal, Deliver, Shopify. You can just go to the marketplace and go online and do the app there. And there's a few trip ups. There's a video that I have just writing a Walmart application. Just look for my name and it walks you through about a 15-minute video on how not to get tripped up on the application, because there's a few really stupid things that they do that could trip you up. So, and I'll just give you one example, is that they're looking for American companies. They're allowing more foreign companies, but really, W-9s. And they'll ask you, do you have a warehouse anywhere else? If you do, okay, I'm up here in Canada. Yeah, okay, boom. That could be a reason for rejection. So you got to, maybe lie a little and just say no. But, if you don't, you get these stupid rejections, and then you just have to go back to an appeal, and then you just go back and say no. But anyways, going back to the optimization, once you actually add your listing and you write it out and it's a very short title, 50 characters in Walmart, which everybody will notice, instead of these big, long 250 characters that a lot of Amazon listings have. Where your keyword use comes in is in your description, and they want you to write a long description. 500 words, 500 characters is the least amount. So you want to do anything over that. And the attributions, so you won't see all of it, or you probably won't get to all of it until you actually publish it. Here's where the ranking comes in. Once you publish your listing, go to, on the left-hand side, you want to go to growth opportunities. And it's going to have a listing optimization chart showing all of your SKUs, and it's going to give you a score. You click on it, and it's going to tell you everything you have to fill up to make it a better score. So you might launch at 31%. It's going to say, we need better content. We need more reviews. We need 2-day shipping. You get that all straightened out, and then it'll talk to you about all the attribution that you're missing. And there's a lot. There might be 100 fields. Fill in everything you can, and you click on it. It's going to show you exactly what they're looking for. And then you start building up that listing. Now, like I said, the key, there's 4 things. Is really good content with filling in the attribution. It's getting reviews, and you can import your reviews. Okay, on Shopify, you can import them by using Yapto or Bazaar Voice. So content, reviews, shipping. If you're doing manual shipping or FBM style shipping, that's no good. You've got to either do 2-day shipping because they want that 2-day badge, and they want performance. So performance, customer, how you deal with customer issues. You're not going to get that 4th element to it until you get a few sales. But if customers are communicating with you, you want to make sure that you handle them properly, great customer service. All of a sudden, you'll see that 4th all of a sudden pick up. You're at 0, then you're going to be at 75 or 100% on that, and the algorithm will pick you up. So it's still the same thing as on Amazon, great images. There's only 3 types, like there's 30 variations of PPC on Amazon. There's only 3 available right now for Walmart. There is a trick, and it'll be a very costly trick if you don't do this properly. So if it's an auction over on Amazon, so I can go and say, I'll pay $4, but if it's going out at $1, all I'll pay is $1.01, right? I'll be a penny over. If I say I want $4 bid, it's going to be a $4 bid on Walmart. So you have to kind of play around with it to see that you're not killing yourself in the bidding, because it's not an auction. I think they said they're going to go to an auction base. And the other huge factor here for ranking is do not ever cut and paste anything from Amazon. They'd want nothing that's associated with a smiley face. So don't cut and paste your titles, your bullet points. You're just not going to get the ranking as if it's unique content.
Wow, there you have it, guys. A quick rundown on the Walmart Marketplace. Thank you for that. I mean, we're coming close to the end here, and I wanted to make sure, actually another topic I wanted to cover that you were actually speaking about earlier was PR, press releases. And this is, you actually have a business around it. I'm curious, how are you optimizing? What are you writing about? What's in the press release? What are you writing about it? And tell us about this video PR. I mean, I was watching videos that you're one of the only companies that does video PR. Let us know more about that too.
Sure. So, first of all, video sells, and you can take that and put it on your YouTube channel, which you can embed anywhere you want. So video PR is really cool, and I'll tell you about that in a sec. But PR has been around forever, and I'm not talking about public relations. People get that mixed up with press releases. So public relations is an event. This is promoting that event. Okay, so with press releases, it's all about the title. The title is everything. That's what's going to get you ranked, and it's going to get you ranked quickly. If you're located in, let's say, an area of 350,000 or less, you can geo-target those areas. Like, let's say there's a neighborhood around Fort Lauderdale, whatever beach. You can have the title, and you can put in whatever beach, and you'll almost instantly get keyword ranking with any kind of combination for those keywords in and around that area, in the number one spot, almost overnight. It's crazy what you can do. Now, on a larger scale, at creating your titles with keywords and benefits, it's everything. It's got to be newsworthy. It can't be like a blog article. A blog article's got to catch your attention. You got to have a hook or some form of engagement. This might be more, it might be more research or health-based, like odorless, grass-fed natural bully sticks, proven a healthy digestive for elderly dogs, where your blog article will be a completely different thing, right? It's going to grab the hook. It's going to, it's going to grab the reader's attention, not as much as a press release. But here's how we do it. It's going to be title. We've got to write a small summary, so 160 characters or less. And the reason for that is it's going to go out on Twitter, and we want to grab journalists or bloggers' attention with that. You've got the body, 350 words to 500 words. And we tell people to give us contact information, but a lot of the times, especially Amazon sellers, don't want to give it. I don't understand it, but they don't want to give the contact information. Well, how do people get a hold of you if they want to buy your product? So it should be a logo, as much contact information as you can, your website, email address. You can put images in. They just can't have promotional discounts or anything like that. And you can put any type of research or any type of PDF that you want. Here's one of the things that we do. So we layer this. When we're doing the PR, we'll do a video PR, which is just kind of a script that's not written. PR is got to be a little bit different than a video PR. So it's just not somebody reading off your video PR. So you write a small script for that. You have that done. Now put that aside for a second. Prior to doing the press release, we usually write a really well-written piece of content. The content is also going to have a video that we do for YouTube. So let's talk about, the 5 points or the 5 health reasons for those bully sticks. So it'll go through, we'll do a small video, we'll put it on YouTube, we'll link it in the blog article, lots of images. Like we just make the blog article, kind of sexy with a video. Then we publish it, we syndicate it. We have it on the website. A week later, we'll take the press release, we'll syndicate it, but within it, we'll link the press release to our content, and then we'll drive both of them back over to our Shopify listing or over to our over to our Amazon listing. So we got a double whammy. We've got something that looks like it's authority based, and then something, I guess the press release or the blog article would also look authority based, but one is newsworthy, one is more entertainment or knowledge based, and both of them go on to our website. So we'll have an in the news or our media room talking about the press release, and then we have the blogs that talk about whatever it is. But the beauty of it is, depending on the quality of the press release, because there's a lot of really crappy distribution companies out there. But if you have a really good quality distribution center that's going to go out to higher end media channels or content companies, you're going to get a lot better exposure. And, if you show that you're in USA Today, or if you're in Google News, or if you're whatever, it looks a lot better than small town USA.
Yeah.
So that's some of the things that we're doing.
Love it.
Yeah.
No. So that's interesting. So you're actually using both. You're actually creating pretty much two pieces of content, and they're both on your website. And you're just like really funneling all that authority and traffic to your product page, and that just shoots it up the rankings. And we're talking about
actually 4 pieces.
Oh, four pieces. Oh,
Because
because you
we've
the
got
video.
the written, the video, the content, the video, and all of these videos, like the 2 videos, one's going into a playlist over on YouTube for press releases in the news, and the other one is on YouTube in another playlist, whatever we're talking about. So we're getting both of them are optimized. Both of them are optimized. Both of them are driving traffic separately than just being on the press releases. And the other thing, I'm going to give you an example of what you can expect. So if it's a really thought out title and the algorithm picks it up, we did this just recently for a company, and it was, and I can show you this, but it's I think it was 200 and almost 300 keywords overnight were indexed, okay, and ranking. But there were every combination that you could think of, and a lot of the keywords sucked. You know, there'd be 5 or 6, words in the ranking, but some were incredible. Like bully sticks launched Amazon. I mean, some of them were fantastic, but 270, almost 300, 179 were ranked on page 1, 131 were number 1 on Google.
Oh, nice.
Overnight.
Wow.
Overnight.
Wow. Overnight. Okay, so I'm curious. Yeah. Okay, I know we're running out of time here, but I want to actually ask you. So when you create playlists, you said on PR. So where are these playlists? Are you putting on their channel, your channel, other channels? Like where?
Yeah. So they when you distribute them, they automatically come on to wherever the distribution company is, right? So they'll be on our site, but you can take them and you can put them on your site as well. I encourage everybody to have a media room. I encourage everybody in the signature of their in their email, just to have, what's new in the news or something like that. So people can see that you're in the news. And when they click it, they can see that you're in all these, when you drive traffic back to your own website, you're seeing the individual press release. However, when you're distributing them, it's going out to 400, 500, 1,000 different media outlets.
Got it. All right, guys. Hope you got all that. That was a lot to take in for in about 40 minutes or so, less than that. But okay, Norman, I want to ask this last question. I always ask my SEO professionals that come on here. If someone wants to get into the game, whether it's Amazon SEO, basic SEO for Google, what would your advice be to them?
Probably the best thing. One of the things that I know, I tell my kids, I tell anybody who listens to my podcast, to become an expert in everything, you never will be, right? Take something, if it's SEO, if it's social media, but never give up learning. If I went back and I was just doing what I learned back then, I would be a complete and utter failure. But because we're on top of things and we keep listening to things, you were just talking about a new Google update, right? Okay, what is that going to look like? How do we work with it? Where's information about it? Is there a mastermind? Can I go to Digital Marketer and find out, any information from them? That's so important. And what I try to do, and every one of our employees, every single one has to do some type of learning 1 hour a day. We pay for it, and 5 hours a week. So what do they want to become an expert in? And that is probably the most important thing. And the second thing is be resilient. There's going to be things that, and this happened to me, and I got out of SEO, but I was doing a lot of addiction SEO, and all of a sudden the algorithm changed, and it was like, oh my God, what's this update? And everything crashed, and we had hundreds of pages out there, and it was tough. And then you figure it out and you get back in. But one of the things, you got to be resilient, and You're going to get kicked between the legs. You just got to get up.
Love it, love it. Thank you, Norman, for dropping all those knowledge bombs today. If someone wants to get a hold of you, please drop your podcast and all your socials.
Sure. So podcast is called Lunch with Norm. It's every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and we're live. Then if you want to get a hold of me, probably the best thing to do is just norm at AMZ, like Amazon, amz.club. And for social, it's just Norm Farrar, or just look for Lunch with Norm and you'll see me everywhere.
Love it. Thank you, Norman, for being our special guest today.
It's my pleasure.
All right. Can you hold on for one quick second while I sign off here?
Sure.
All right, guys. That concludes another episode of the SEO Video Show. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And I will be taking a week off, so I won't be in next week, but I'll see you in a couple weeks. Till then, have a great weekend. Peace out.
Thank you for watching. Hope you come back next week. Make sure to subscribe. You don't want to miss a thing. Hope you learn something new, because the vibe is incredible. From the special SEO professionals, SEO video show. Let's work. Want to see you be an SEO expert. Paul Andre DeVera helping you step it up. No delay right now. Time to level up. Hey, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe. Woo!